Tonight, Democrats do damage control after the president's mental fitness is questioned.
The comments that were made by that prosecutor, gratuitous, inaccurate, and inappropriate.
Joe Biden was called elderly with poor memory, again raising the question, is he too old to run?
This is a problem for the president.
We break down what the Democrats do next. Record-breaking warmth in the middle of winter.
There's perfect weather for shorts.
Mild temperatures out east, little snow out west.
Usually we'd see about 2 meters of snow here.
What it all means for spring.
Taylor is in the house.
The NFL's newest fans.
I'd watch the Super Bowl for the halftime shows, but never actually for the game.
They're young, they're female, they're Swifties. How they're changing the Super Bowl ad game.
From CBC News, this is The National with Asha Tomlinson.
Ian is away tonight. U.S. President Joe Biden and his allies are pushing back. They're trying to discredit a politically damaging report that put questions of his age and mental fitness into the spotlight. A special counsel report advised against charging him for mishandling classified documents, but described him as an elderly man with poor memory. Coming before cameras to defend himself, Biden's mix-ups and stumbles may have made things worse. Now his team is doing damage control. Paul Hunter looks at Biden's challenge and the effort to beat back those latest questions.
Pretty much every time Joe Biden gingerly makes his way down those steps and then carefully, at times stiffly, walks across the tarmac, his age is evident to all. Last night, the age thing, rarely spoken of publicly at the White House, exploded into the headlines, with the U.S. president, in effect, arguing he still has his faculties.
I'm well-meaning, and I'm an elderly man, and I know what the hell I'm doing.
The president was challenging parts of a special counsel's report on Biden's handling of classified documents. The report describes Biden as having diminished faculties and a failing memory.
Your memory has gotten worse, Mr. President?
My memory has not gotten. My memory is fine.
Among other things, the report says investigators noted Biden couldn't even recall the year his son, Beau, died.
It is safe to say that, of course, the president knows when his son died.
The White House counsel's office now pushing back. So, too, the vice president, suggesting the report's findings are politically motivated.
The comments that were made by that prosecutor, gratuitous, inaccurate, and inappropriate.
I don't think he knows he's alive.
The challenge for Biden in his expected rematch for the White House against Donald Trump is that perception in politics matters.
Hello, hello, hello.
Consider these images from 2020, just 4 years ago, when we saw him at the New Hampshire primary. Here's Biden now, departing the White House. His past trip-ups on this stage and on the stairs to Air Force One, widely shared on social media, fairly or unfairly, raising the question for voters, is he, at 81, simply too old for the job?
The most damaging things that can happen in politics are things that reinforce a meme that's out there that is hurting you. And the central meme that is hurting the president is this issue of age.
You know, Paul, you mentioned Donald Trump. He's 77, no spring chicken himself.
Yeah, but he doesn't seem so old, does he? That said, he does face 91 felony counts, some of which could bring time in prison if convicted, plus potentially close to $500 million in financial penalties on other accusations. And he's seen by many as a threat to U.S. democracy if reelected. So there's that. Meanwhile, age is indeed a huge negative for Biden. To be clear, most Americans polled say they'd prefer two other candidates this November. But at this point, to be equally clear, it'll almost certainly be Biden versus Trump, regardless.
Paul Hunter, thank you. Later on in the breakdown, you'll hear from two acclaimed observers of U.S. media and politics about what this means for the election. That's coming up. Here in Canada, a momentous decision from the Supreme Court. Indigenous communities will maintain control over the protection of their children. This follows a lengthy challenge from Quebec over the federal policy. Olivia Stefanovic now with reaction.
Families from Quebec First Nations celebrate a win to control the care of their children.
It's an historical day, a decision that hopefully will give our people their rightful place in this country.
The top court unanimously upheld a federal law aimed at addressing the overrepresentation of Indigenous children in foster care.
This ruling reiterates the message that we have been emphasizing for years, that First Nations, Inuit, and Métis are best placed to ensure the wellness of our own populations.
Quebec challenged the legislation, arguing Ottawa infringed on provincial jurisdiction.
Quebec itself is a settler nation in Canada, and that they need to have very important relationships with the original inhabitants.
In a statement, the Quebec government says its disagreement has always been with the federal government, not First Nations and Inuit. The province says it's reviewing the decision and reminded Ottawa it must work with Quebec rather than acting unilaterally.
It is a deeply significant positive decision.
The Prime Minister steered clear of this federal-provincial battle, instead focusing on the work ahead.
Making sure Indigenous communities, First Nations, Métis, and Inuit get to take care of their own kids and give them the brightest possible future.
I'm really excited. I was a bit concerned about the challenge from Quebec.
A sigh of relief for this remote northwestern Ontario First Nation, holding one of 7 agreements with Ottawa to control its child and family services.
Rather than bringing children into care, we work with the families to keep their children in their home.
The decision paves the way for more agreements to follow. The government says it will also lead to new legislation recognizing Indigenous authority in health services. Olivia Stefanovich, CBC News, Ottawa.
Prime Minister Justin Trudeau had strong words for Bell Canada today after it announced 4,800 layoffs yesterday, many of them journalists.
I'm furious. This is a garbage decision by a corporation that should know better.
Bell cut programs, including some local newscasts, and sold off 45 radio stations. It comes after the broadcaster was granted $40 million in annual regulatory relief. Bell says that took too long and also blamed declining ad revenue for its largest layoffs in nearly 30 years. The overall job picture in Canada is looking better than expected. The unemployment rate dropped for the first time in 13 months in January. It fell from 5.8 to 5.7%. Some 37,000 jobs were added last month, though that number was driven by part-time positions. Economists predict the Bank of Canada will not cut interest rates in the next few months. Among the industries looking to hire skilled trades, more Canadians are pursuing apprenticeships. But as Paula Duhacek explains, this growing interest may not be enough to meet demand.
Homework for this class doesn't take place in the library. For many, that's the whole point.
I've always preferred working hands-on and on a job site rather than in an office setting. And carpentry is a trade that allows me to apply my problem-solving skills and be creative. And I've always loved building things from high school.
That hands-on work is appealing to more and more people. At this Alberta Polytechnic, the number of students signing up for training in the trades has grown 20% in the last 2 years.
It's a good thing. The skilled trades have been an area that had been underinvested for quite a long time.
A similar trend unfolding at a national level. In 2022, the number of Canadians registering for apprenticeships shot to its highest level since 2014, and it's still climbing. One sector driving interest in the trades is construction. Canada needs more homes and more carpenters, plumbers, and electricians to build them.
Seeing more people choose the trades and go into apprenticeship programs is very much needed because we have a lot of shoes to fill now and working our way into the future.
But with about 20% of the construction industry expected to retire in the next decade, there's concern even a big uptick in people entering the trades won't fill all of the gaps.
It's going to take an all-hands-on-deck approach on a bunch of different levels to succeed to fill the housing shortage and get the workers we need to do it.
Still, for this student, the labor shortage means a window of opportunity.
I knew that over the last 5 years at least, like getting into the carpentry industry, we'll be losing a lot of older tradespeople, and now is kind of the best time to learn from them and then hopefully take their jobs in the future.
A window he's hoping will lead to a successful career. Paula Duhacek, CBC News, Calgary.
It might be early February, but it didn't feel like it across southern and eastern Ontario today. A midwinter thaw put temperatures in the double digits.
It's great weather. It's perfect weather for shorts. Super worried for the state of the world, but super pumped to be out here.
The warm weather and bit of sunshine brought people out of hibernation as Toronto broke an 86-year-old daily temperature record.
It's February 9th today. Could be April 9th. How it looks.
You can bike to work without being freezing, but at the same time, it's supposed to be cold.
It was 15 degrees in Toronto today, just one of the cities setting a record and feeling spring-like. Conditions meteorologists say are largely driven by El Nino and climate change. A new daily high set in Ottawa, the capital, was 9 degrees.
It's sad to see some of the events not happening. Obviously, we'd love to have the Rideau Canal open.
All the ice sculptures, you sort of wonder if they'll even have them.
These sculptures, part of the city's Winterlude Festival, but the mild weather is putting a damper on it. The Rideau Canal is closed for skating. It is also mild in southern BC. In fact, the whole winter season so far has been warmer than usual. As Lindsay Duncombe explains, the lack of snow on the mountains could be a warning of what's to come.
This is what drought looks like in the North Shore Mountains near Vancouver. Every month, Metro Vancouver hydrologists visit weather stations to measure the snow. There's not much to measure 900 meters above sea level.
Yeah, so usually we'd see about 2 meters of snow here.
2 meters, so that's like taller than me.
Yeah, exactly. Over our heads.
This is part of the network of reservoirs and lakes that provide Vancouver's water supply.
So what it really means is that we need to start thinking already about water conservation as we move into the drier months.
This isn't just happening in the Vancouver area. Right across British Columbia, snowpack is low, and there are big worries about what that could mean for spring.
The latest snowpack report shows an average snowpack 61% of normal. The hardest hit areas are where most people live.
It's just what is extremely unusual is how low it is everywhere.
Already, the province has called meetings with farmers to talk conservation. BC Hydro has had to import electricity and raise rates. Oil and gas producers told to make plans to store water for fracking operations.
We have communities in local states of emergency because they don't have enough drinking water in February. That really starts to make people concerned for what that's going to look like in the summer.
Higher in the mountains, the hydrologists find snow.
So right now there's about 1.10 meters, 110 centimeters, about 30% of what we would usually see.
There are still a couple of months of winter to go. Lots of snow could yet fall, but the scientists say don't count on it. The near forecast looks dry. Lindsay Duncombe, CBC News, Vancouver.
In the Middle East, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has ordered his military to draw up plans for the evacuation of Rafah, where more than 1 million Gazans are seeking shelter. If by some misfortune there's an invasion of Rafah, says this man, 2/3 of the population will die. They have nowhere else to go. The UN echoed that concern, noting that most of Gaza's remaining hospitals and schools are now concentrated in Rafah. The death toll in Gaza, as reported by the Hamas-run health ministry, is now just shy of 28,000 people since the start of the war. Two leaders are claiming victory in Pakistan's election tonight. One who is expected to walk away with the win, another locked behind bars. CBC's South Asia correspondent Salima Shivji explains the uncertainty ahead.
It may look like a victory speech, even sound like one.
Muslim League Noon is the largest single party in the country today after the elections.
But it's not a win for the man widely seen as the one backed by Pakistan's powerful military. Nawaz Sharif, a 3-time former prime minister, was the perceived favorite. In an election many thought was predetermined. Instead, it was a tight race. Voters came out in large numbers for Imran Khan, the former prime minister jailed and barred from running. his party the target of a crackdown by authorities, and his candidates forced to run as independents. They pulled off a stunning victory in many parts of the country. The vote count was excruciatingly slow, marred by delays. That fueled anger and frustration from Khan's supporters, which boiled over as allegations of vote rigging piled up. This candidate for Khan's Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf party took to Facebook to call it out. The mandate of the people has been stolen, he says. Amr Masood Mughal shows me the official election night document he says proves he won, only to have that result switched in the morning.
The result is different from the Form 45.
Official document. So, complete change.
Complete change.
Even with the alleged irregularities, the party did well. Khan from behind bars also claimed victory with an AI-generated message, calling it a landslide and an unprecedented fight back. But with both sides convinced they've won, analysts say the turmoil in Pakistan's politics is far from over.
We will enter into another political crisis post-elections. During this election, people have shown their will, and now it has shaken the elite. No matter how.
Salima, with all this uncertainty, what happens now?
Well, neither Sharif's party nor Khan's independents have enough seat to form a majority, so there will be some sort of coalition. Sharif is already working on building one with the other main party, led by the son of former Pakistan Prime Minister Benazir Bhutto. But even if they don't form government, this is a stunning win for Khan and his party, denying the military their preferred outcome in a country where the army has long been the ultimate authority. It's also a clear sign of the deep frustration among many Pakistanis fed up with the generals interfering in the country's politics.
Salima Shivji tonight in Islamabad. This Sunday's Super Bowl will be about much more than football, with fans tuning in for a glimpse of who might be on the sidelines.
I'm so excited for the event. Yeah, I think we're going to have so much fun.
How Taylor Swift is attracting a new audience to the big game. Next. Plus, Joe Biden's mental fitness under the microscope.
My memory is fine. Take a look at what I've done since I become president.
Is his bid for re-election in jeopardy? Our White House watchers break it all down. And later, a streak ended and a new record set.
8-11-3! Oh my God!
She continues to blow my mind.
A Canadian swimming sensation does it again. We're back in 2.
Splashdown.
The SpaceX Dragon capsule and its 4-man crew returned today from the International Space Station. The private flight was arranged by Axiom Space, a Texas company. This was its 3rd and longest mission to date. The company says it's another step toward its plan for the world's first commercial space station. There will be millions of eyes on the Super Bowl this Sunday. Kansas City will look to defend its title against San Francisco. But it's what's happening off the field that everyone's talking about. And it's all about her. Shayna Luck shows us how advertisers are ready to capitalize.
Taylor is in the house.
Ever since megastar Taylor Swift started dating Kansas City player Travis Kelce, a new audience is flocking to the NFL. Swift is converting her music fans into football ones, like Jillian Wagner, who's seen Swift in concert 30 times. This weekend, she's even throwing a Swift-themed Super Bowl party at a Halifax hotel.
I'd watch the Super Bowl for the halftime shows, but never actually for the game, and now I love watching it for the game too.
Ever since Swift showed up at NFL games, ratings have surged, according to this sports marketing expert.
This new element and layer of the Swifties and the Taylor Swift effect is significant dollars in impact.
Advertisers are taking note. This year's game will see ads geared at women featuring beauty products and cosmetics.
Good makeup is expensive.
Oh, pricey makeup is a scam.
Last year's Super Bowl saw a record-breaking 115 million viewers. But Swift fans could bring an even bigger audience, specifically among women 18 to 35.
Female sports consumers are particularly powerful, a lot of disposable income, household decision-making.
Decisions like haircuts. New Brunswick barber Jeff Dugas is getting a lot of requests for one in particular.
So I think a lot of moms and wives are seeing this haircut. So they're like, hey, why can't I make my husband look like Travis Kelce? You know what I mean?
He's happy to give them the look, a number 4 clipper on top and a fade on the sides.
I can do that cut on everybody and it will look good on everybody, but don't expect me to put the muscle on you or anything like that either.
Back in Halifax, fans are ready.
I'm so excited for the event. Yeah, I think we're going to have so much fun.
And they'll be watching, cheering for the singer in the stands, and maybe a play on the field. Shayna Luck, CBC News, Halifax.
A clarification about a story we had on the program yesterday. It was about a study examining the use of patient data by the virtual care industry as a whole. One section used imagery of virtual care provider Maple while talking about the practices of some in the industry. We didn't intend to connect Maple to those particular practices. We want to note that Maple says it adheres to all relevant privacy and healthcare legislation in Canada. We regret any misinterpretation that may have caused. As communities get ready to celebrate the Lunar New Year, more women are getting involved in a tradition that's been dominated by men.
Feels like really exciting to just be in the heat of the moment.
The lion dance breaks down barriers. Plus, Joe Biden's very bad day.
That is your judgment. My memory is fine.
Is he still fit to run? And could Democrats replace him? We break that down. Plus, a CBC News investigation leads to an emotional reunion.
I'm going to meet my whole family for the first time in 50 years.
The long-lost family she never knew she had. The National breaks down the stories shaping our world next. Famed conductor Seiji Ozawa has died at the age of 88. From 1965 to 1970, he put the Toronto Symphony Orchestra on the map at a time when non-white conductors were rare in North America. He later led the world-renowned Boston Symphony Orchestra for nearly 30 years, a transformative tenure. Boston bid Ozawa farewell on social media, remembering him as a humanitarian and musical genius who combined grace with an incredible memory. He died of heart failure at his home in Tokyo. Millions of people will soon be ringing in the Lunar New Year with food, fireworks, or perhaps a lion dance performance. Bunit Brach has more on the tradition that's being embraced by a growing number of women and girls.
With a heart-pounding beat, this lion comes to life. An ancient symbol of good fortune, but these days, with a modern twist. Meet 12-year-old Tegan Lee.
Feels like really exciting to just be in the heat of the moment and just practicing.
But for centuries, it's been rare to see young girls and women lion dance.
I think because it's a pretty strenuous exercise that you actually have to do. Typically, a lion head is weighed about nowadays 7 to 8 pounds. It used to be much heavier.
The other thing is mostly about cultural taboos and also some cultural belief. So regarding women are not allowed, they're not encouraged to participate in kind of like rituals or also ceremonies.
Those perceptions have been changing. This coach says in the past 5 years, she's seen at least a 70% increase in women joining both lion and dragon dancing.
There's a lot more females wanting, to do this as an exercise, just to get fit, just learn the culture of the dance.
The Women's Lion Dance Group.
Here at the Hansing Athletic Club in Vancouver's Chinatown, women have challenged the stereotypes before. This photo in the local club shows an all-women's lion dancing team in the 1930s.
It was extremely rare, and it probably did not happen in Asia, and probably even very few here in North America.
Wong says these women lion danced to help fundraise for the ongoing war between China and Japan at the time. Their success eventually helped found this official athletic club for both women and men to lion dance.
It was extremely cool.
Decades later, women continue to follow in their footsteps. These dancers are preparing for their first Lunar New Year performances.
Having that representation just informed me that it is out there for women to access, and it's not inherently any sort of gendered activity.
From the fierce lifts, kicks, and jumps, these women are proud to keep pursuing new passion for an ancient art. Benita Brach, CBC News, Vancouver.
Now it's time to dig deeper into the news shaping our world. CBC News helped her find out who she really is.
The single most best moment of my life.
But first, the president's lapses become a major issue. When a report called him an elderly man with a poor memory, Joe Biden tried to strike back.
I wear, since the day he died, every single day, the rosary he got from Our Lady of...
With the election just months away, where does it leave the Democrats? Our political experts break that down. We have Brian Stelter, former host of CNN's Reliable Sources. He joins us from New York. And also in New York, we have Philip Bump, national columnist for the Washington Post. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks. Of course.
Brian, the Republicans have really seized in on this moment, right? Some even calling for the 25th Amendment to be invoked and for Joe Biden to be removed from office. What do you think the Democrats are talking about right now behind closed doors?
Some are panicked and some are in denial about that panic. And it's clear why. It's easy to understand why. This is an issue that's much bigger than Joe Biden. The United States of America is a gerontocracy. It is run by elderly individuals, mostly elderly men, people in their 60s, 70s, and 80s. This is true not just in the White House today. It's also true the leading nominee in the leading candidate for the Republican nomination is elderly. So are some of the Supreme Court justices. So are many of the lawmakers running the show on Capitol Hill. And that's incredibly dissatisfying and frustrating to a vast swath of the American people. So this has been a week, this has been a moment where the White House or Democratic strategists have had to face Biden's age in the mirror in a much more sharp and direct way. And so I think there's a mix of panic as well as denial about how much of a problem this is.
Let's stay on this age discussion, right, Philip? I know you're not a doctor, obviously, but as many people are saying, is Joe Biden too old? And is his mental sharpness too much of a question mark?
You know, one of the amazing things about this question is it's really, really hard to answer, right? Like, it's as though you are encountering someone on the street and spending a few minutes talking to them. You may not be able to gauge accurately how astute they are. We have, of course, the White House, who is insisting that he is as sharp as he's ever been. Of course, that is what they would say. But the challenge is that when we have these public presentations, as we had yesterday evening, it's very easy to pick out incidents that make him seem enfeebled, right? And so this is a very potent political attack because it's hard, it's very, very hard to validate whether or not he actually is mentally astute, and it's very, very easy to present a case that he isn't. That's true of pretty much anyone. The Democrats have been trying to make that case of Donald Trump as well. So this is a very, very fraught issue for Joe Biden that obviously the special counsel's report yesterday did not make any easier.
For sure. And, you know, Brian, there have been questions swirling around Joe Biden's memory for a while now with press conferences and speeches and the like. But this report, you know, it really has ratcheted things up. Is there pressure to replace Joe Biden as the Democratic nominee? And what would that process look like?
I think there's a lot of noise, but I would say that's different from pressure. There's a lot of noise about this, and there already has been for many months, both on the far left and also on the right. There's this conspiracy theory out there among Republicans that Michelle Obama is waiting in line to secretly take over. It's total nonsense. Michelle Obama would never ever want to be president. But all of those ideas, these theories, this pressure, this noise, what it reflects is a dissatisfaction with the status quo. The idea that we're going to have a rematch, a repeat, a rerun in this country. Americans, many of them, don't want a rerun. They don't want another Trump versus Biden campaign, and they're hoping for something to happen, something to change, some surprise, whether it's Biden stepping aside or someone challenging for the nomination in a very real way. But here's the thing. There is no secret back room. There is no secret back channel. There is no smoke-filled room where there's going to be a plot to replace Biden at the top of the ticket. There's just not. He's either going to choose to be the nominee, which he's already chosen to be, or he's going to surprise everyone and step aside.
But why aren't more people talking about Kamala Harris taking over the role? She's stepping up as the next one in line. That's her role essentially right now.
I think Kamala Harris's public profile is being, promoted. She is out there. She's being very visible. But right now, if we look at a lot of the data, her favorables are lower than Biden's. So it's not as if she's seen as this automatic solution.
Philip, are there rules in place for one of the parties or both to switch out a nominee?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there are very intricate rules that apply on both sides that mandate how this should happen. That said, if there were something dramatic that occurred, Joe Biden stepping down, Donald Trump, going to prison and saying he doesn't want to run again, whatever it happens to be, that would absolutely trigger a massive fight. Yes, there are rules in place that show how this would happen, but in the DNC's case, for example, the Democratic Party, it means there would be a vote among the 483 members who are committee members of the DNC. That would be a huge fight.
Would switching out to a different nominee give the Democrats a boost?
I don't see any Democrat that can perform against Trump more effectively than Joe Biden right now. His age is a real problem and everybody knows it, but the alternative may be even worse.
Philip?
I think that's right. I mean, polls still show, even with this age question looming, polls still show them close. And there's only one Democrat who's ever beaten Donald Trump in a presidential election. That's Joe Biden.
Donald Trump jumped all over this report and drew some comparisons between himself and Biden in regards to classified documents. What are some of the similarities, but more importantly, what are the differences here?
Well, I think that is the key question, because Trump and his allies, they want Biden and Trump to be viewed as the same, as equally flawed. They want this to be about the similarities, but the differences are actually the important story. Trump is a pathological liar. He was delusional about losing the election. He tried to hold on to power by inciting an insurrection. Biden is forgetful. Okay, that's absolutely true, but the similarities end there. Biden was not out there in public last night lying to the American people. He might have slipped up a couple of times. He did slip up, but he is not trying to destroy the country's democracy. So it benefits Trump to lump them in together, to act like they're the same, when in fact the differences are the story.
Philip?
And I think that on the documents issue in particular, it's very striking because in the special counsel's report, the special counsel himself drew the distinction between Trump and Biden, which is that Trump tried to hoard these documents. He was subpoenaed for them. He tried to keep them to himself. It took the FBI going to Mar-a-Lago and uncovering these documents for the government to be able to retain them. And then immediately after the special counsel report comes out, you have Donald Trump going on social media and claiming how, actually what Biden did with the documents is worse. It was a very neat encapsulation of the approach that Donald Trump takes to this, which is a very surreal approach, especially given the fact that his argument was completely invalidated by the very special counsel report that he was trying to piggyback on.
Okay, Brian Stelter, Philip Bump, thank you so much.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Coming up, reunited after decades with siblings she didn't know existed.
It was probably the single most best moment of my life, and I've had a lot of good moments.
A CBC News investigation that brought the truth to light and family back together. That's next. A CBC News investigation changed her life forever.
I just kind of fell to the floor and just cried.
We had uncovered the lies told to people adopted from Korea.
I love you, Mommy.
That helped Canadians reconnect with their roots, and it still is.
It was just incredible.
Priscilla Kisan Huang shows us the impact her story is having and breaks down once again how babies were torn from their families.
Every baby in this room has been abandoned. 500 children a month are exported for adoption with government approval.
This orphan making procedure was totally illegal.
It still seems so hard to fathom. Innocent children stripped of their identities, shipped out of Korea en masse, arriving here in Canada in waves. Clinging on to clues in papers they held so dearly for so long, now finding out those documents are full of lies.
People played God.
Authorities overlooking red flags buried deep in the National Archives of Canada, and it seems our story about these so-called paper orphans sparked something.
Hi! So nice to meet you!
You too. We're foster sisters. I didn't even think about that. Everyone talks about coming out of the fog, and that's exactly what happened to me. Like, I was like, what? There's a community? What? Like,
Chats like this are happening across the country. Korean Canadian adoptees are coming together and having much needed conversations. Some are lighthearted like this one, others a bit more difficult as they face the reality that their adoption papers were likely falsified. Since our story came out, we've received countless emails. Many Canadians had no idea about this issue, and one story in particular stood out. This is Mihua Taylor. She was adopted at the age of 4 by a BC family and grew up believing she was an orphan. Now 53, she saw our story in the fall and reached out.
I just kind of fell to the floor and just cried because it mirrored everything that I had been told all my life. The narrative I grew up with, basically that I was abandoned, that there were no family. It was just that critical moment where it gave me that hope.
What caught Mihua's eye in the story was Leah Kim Brighton.
So I came with this little backpack.
An adoptee herself, half her life she thought she was an orphan. She eventually reunited with her parents and now devotes herself to helping others do the same.
It's really, for many of myself and my peers, not an accurate description of who we actually are and the family that we actually have. And sometimes the family that is very much looking for us today.
In our journey, we also helped a family reconnect in their mother tongue.
She says, I love you.
I love you, mommy.
사랑한대요.
It was beautiful, yet painful. A language barrier between mother and son. Her baby boy taken against her will.
I miss you. I love you. 정수.
A lifetime later, her heartbreak still lingers. Mihua needed to know the truth. With Leah's help, she submitted a DNA test. Within weeks, she had a match. All along, she had 2 biological sisters.
I was not even aware that I might have sisters. And so when she told me this, I was just beside myself. I mean, I was crying, of course, and it's really hard to put into words how I felt.
Her sisters always wondered what happened to the little toddler who disappeared from their home one day. They looked for her for decades. The truth was hard to hear.
My mother passed away when I was 3 years old. My father went out of town, and my grandmother and his elder sister decided to take me to the orphanage. They did it out of hope that we would have a better life. When he came home, we were gone, and he didn't know about it. So it really broke him for most of his life.
A generational search now over. A lifelong reunion awaited.
Okay, so on my way to see my sisters. It's very, very exciting. Yeah, it won't be long.
The trio agreed to meet right away. One sister boards a plane from Korea. Mihua and her family jump in the car.
Okay, Mom, we just got in the car. What are your feelings? Are you excited?
I'm going to meet my whole family for the first time in 50 years, so I'm pretty excited.
What are you most looking forward to?
A hug.
Aww.
When we got off the plane, I knew my sisters were going to pick me up, and then they saw me and ran towards me. We all just started crying, and I think the first words out of their mouth was, "Oh, my daddy." Because they said that I looked just identical to my dad. So that was really emotional. I could almost feel cracks that were being filled and healing that was beginning. I think most of my life I had gotten really good at telling myself that I was okay with it, that that it doesn't matter, you're Canadian, you don't have to know your roots to be a full person. It was getting down to those really dark holes that you had that you worked a lot of years to cover up. And it was like there was just some light beaming into it. It was just incredible. It was probably the single most best moment of my life, and I've had a lot of good moments.
Kisan, you had mentioned you've received countless emails in response to your story. Tell us a bit more about that.
That's right, Asha. While this particular story is heartwarming, we did hear from some Korean adoptees who are quite heated about this issue, not only in Canada, but around the world. And right now, there are sweeping changes happening in Europe. Sweden, Denmark, and France are among several countries that have launched investigations into illegal practices in international adoptions. And in recent months, some have even halted adoptions from South Korea.
Okay, so, what is the government doing in Canada?
Well, most of the adoptees we spoke to here are somewhat disappointed, baffled even. They say Ottawa has not taken this issue seriously, and to that point, it doesn't seem like they ever did. What we uncovered in the National Archives here in Ottawa are documents that paint a picture of a government in the 70s sitting on evidence of negligence, even criminal activity involved in some adoption cases, and yet it seemed to stand idle when faced with calls for an investigation. And those are details we'll share with you in our next story.
Okay, thank you so much, Priscilla Kisan Huang.
Thank you.
Here's a quick peek at a story that's coming your way. In small town Ontario, a hotel owner puts people ahead of profits. She rents her rooms at a discount to locals who might have nowhere else to go. Take a look.
It's a tough living, very tough.
My tenants are my family. I don't want them to be homeless. I don't want them to go hungry.
This apartment, to me, is a safe haven to live in, and it's affordable.
It's ridiculously expensive, especially for poor people, okay? And I'm a poor person.
And now the end is near.
I'm not going to be remembered as leaving here a rich person, but I'll be remembered as helping these people. I hope.
An all too rare story on housing and hope in the days ahead on The Breakdown. Coming up, the Canadian teen who dethroned an American legend and sent shockwaves through the world of swimming.
The time she posted of 8:11, 0.39, I believe, is 9 seconds faster than that national record, and she's only 17 years old.
The reaction to that record-breaking swim, that's up next in our moment. That right there is the moment Summer McIntosh touched the wall in the 800-meter freestyle, nearly 6 seconds ahead of American swimming legend Katie Ledecky. With the time of 8 minutes, 11.39 seconds, McIntosh not only defeated her American competitor, but set a new national record. Her close friend, former Olympian and CBC Sports producer Brittany McLean took it all in. The record-breaking stroke is our moment.
Katie Ledecky has been the pinnacle of distance swimming across the world for over 13 years. For her to go neck and neck with Katie, we knew that was going to be one of the main storylines, something exciting. We watched her touch the wall, and then we sat in silence. Just honestly, my jaw was dropped, trying to wait and see. I'm sitting there trying to figure out, okay, what was her final time? What did she go and how much? And then the time came up on her screen, and I couldn't believe it. I think my immediate reaction was, I think that time would have won the Tokyo Olympics, and it would have. The time she posted of 8:11. 0.39, I believe, is 9 seconds faster than that national record. And, she's only 17 years old. We grew up in the same local club program. I've always been, by the sidelines cheering her on. I knew she was capable of something special. She continues to blow my mind, and she continues to set new barriers. The Canadian swimming program is better than it's ever been before, so it's a really exciting time.
She continues to blow all our minds. Look, this makes McIntosh the second fastest performer ever in the 800 meter. To put things into perspective, you just heard there, her time would have won gold at the Tokyo Olympics. Now look, I'm sure you know, gold must be on her mind. With the Summer Games about 6 months away, we will all be watching. For all of us here at The National, thank you for being with us. You can watch anywhere, anytime on the free CBC News app and subscribe to The National's YouTube channel. I'm Asha Tomlinson. Take care.